Here you are. The data we collected in the Gorges of Spirits has been submitted for any discoveries during your trip to the City Hall.
What do you think, Baizhi?
I have a hypothesis about the sugar pearl, but I need to verify it first. Data is always straightforward. The first 3 tokens can be tested at my branch's laboratory. This miniature sundial will require radiographic testing, though. Yes, Mortefi is the branch of... One moment, please.
Give me the items to be tested. Anything else you need me to know, you can let me know now. You may retrieve your items in 20 minutes, and the analysis report will be ready 5 minutes after that. Take a right, and you'll find me in the testing room. This one looks like the early handiwork of someone I know. It's lightweight, and its design differs from that of the typical sundial. And it appears to be missing a part. See? There's a groove here.
It will take some time before the results are ready. If you have other matters to take care of, you should go ahead. I'll let you know once we have the results.
Shall we wait here at the academy, Rover?
Sure you can. But don't forget your physical examination. I'll see you in a while for that. I have the equipment ready. I'll need to check your health status and see if there are any unusual fluctuations. Now let's begin, if you're ready. Do you have any questions before we begin? Based on the samples collected, the Tacit Discord you defeated was at least an Overlord class. After the Tacit Discords are classified according to the concentration levels of their characteristic frequencies. Generally, Tacit Discords with higher concentration levels are considered to pose greater threats. The current classification levels, from lowest to highest, are Common, Elite, Overlord, and Calamity. Additional, do you have any questions before we begin? Based on the samples collected, the Tacit Discord you defeated was at least an Overlord class. After defeating it, you seemingly absorbed its frequency energy with your bare hands. Tacit Discords are classified according to the concentration levels of their characteristic frequencies. Generally, Tacit Discords with higher concentration levels are considered to pose greater threats. The current classification levels, from lowest to highest, are Common, Elite, Overlord, and Calamity. Do you have any questions before we begin? Based on the samples collected, the Tacit Discord you defeated was at least an Overlord class. Tacit Discords are classified according to the concentration levels of their characteristic frequencies. The current classification levels, from lowest to highest, are Common, Elite, Overlord, and Calamity. Do you have any questions before we begin? Based on the samples collected, the Tacit Discord you defeated was at least an Overlord class. Tacit Discords are classified according to the concentration levels of their characteristic frequencies. The current classification levels, from lowest to highest, are Common, Elite, Overlord, and Calamity. Do you have any questions before we begin? When a Tacit Discord is eliminated, its frequency energy may linger in the form of an incorporeal A resonator's terminal collects and records said reverberations. The compatibilities of these echoes can then be replicated through the terminals. Additionally, some echoes' abilities allow resonators to... Yes, to some extent. Now let's begin, if you're ready. Can you try to manifest the Crownless's frequency without using your term... I am not seeing the Crownless's frequency energy was consumed, but how did you manage to do that? It's as though there's a... How do you define monster? This is known as overclocking, and is categorized into 3. In extreme cases, The excess energy. We have established a comprehensive overclock diagnosis process. Your waveform graph shows a remarkable level of stability, surpassing any resonator I've encountered. You don't need to worry about that for the time being. To put it simply, it seems there is another dimension, or I use that as a metaphor to express my speculation. There are so many mysteries about you worth exploring. It seems we need a simulated combat to figure out what happened in your body. Please hold your terminal tight and stay still. This is the Academy's simulated training ground. Don't worry, Yang Yang and I will assist you. Please fight the simulated tacit discords like you normally would. An oversight. As Yotan had previously detected, your bodily functions are in good condition, and you seem entirely unaffected by the Crownless's energy. Now, we will temporarily boost your resonance ability for further testing.
Let me be your blade. Let the winds roar. Appear before me. Let me be your blade.
One with the sounds.
Not the slightest fluctuation in your frequency energy. So it was not your resonance ability either. I suppose we'll do another round to fully test your potential. Acceptable damage.
Swift and resolute. One with the sounds.
Let me be your blade. Tempest.
Administering first aid. Rejuvenating. No. I stand ready. We have gathered all the data we need. The test is ending soon. Rover, you can find the exit straight up ahead. Rover, can you hear me? Hello?
The comm line is dead. Something's wrong. Gotta be cautious. Now, where is the exit? I'm back to the same spot again. And this moon. What is happening? Are those tacit discords?
Rover! Rover! Thank goodness! You're awake, Baizhi. What happened just now? The connection was suddenly cut off.
Rover, do you still remember what you saw? Can you give us some more details? A giant tacit discord with a scythe. This is the first time we've run into anything like this since we put the training ground into use. The sonorosphere captures everything that once happened in a specific time. We built this simulated training ground after the structure of sonorospheres. Our goal was to extract pure remnant energy with the simulated sonorosphere. Your arrival may have revived the abnormal frequencies we accidentally captured. Remnant energy sometimes gives rise to memory manifestations of sentient beings. I suspect it could have something to do with your unconscious mind. Such anomalies could have been hiding in the simulation, and they resonated with your subconscious. I'm afraid I can't give you a conclusion yet. Not until we've run a thorough analysis on the data collected. I'll also check the simulated sonorosphere again to see what on earth happened to it. In terms of bodily functions, you seem to be in perfect health. But if you feel anything unusual, please come find me anytime.
Handle your condition. Alone.
Ensure your safety.
As we head toward our shared future, leaving the past behind.
Why hesitate if you know what you want?
Father destinations together. Another heroic me!
Very clear.
Why hesitate if you know what you want?
Here's your sundial, intact as it was.
Mr. Mortivy, can we have the test results?
Simply put, It's hollow. It's not just a timekeeping tool. This sundial is hollow with an inner compartment. We scanned it. However, it's missing a crucial... We should be able to spin the wheels on the sundial once... Automata mechanics isn't my field of study. I specialize in developing tacitite weapons. It wouldn't have taken me this long if we were dealing with tacitite weapons. Install the missing part, then rotate the wheels to their correct positions, and you should be able to solve the puzzle. However, I still have no idea what the missing component should look like. Well, that's a no-brainer indeed. We could certainly give it a try. If you're fine with the paper... one moment. I have an incoming call. What is it? You certainly are well informed. It's indeed beautiful data. Good taste.
Rover, Mr. Mortefi's expression seems to have softened. We haven't even asked him to help us with assembling. It looks like Mr. Mortefi needs more time. Rover, let's come back later, shall we?
Yes, of course. I've already noticed all that you mentioned. Indeed, you just pointed out a blind spot in my thinking. Your workshop? That hellish place? Stop sweet-talking me. I get it. Sorry for keeping you waiting. It's a mortise and tenon-based puzzle box. The missing component in them, considering its entire structure, this component needs an automatic buckle that goes down on top. I'll drop a design for you. The parts you'll need can be found in Jiang Li's workshop. I've already informed him about division of labor is more efficient in getting things done. Besides, I would like to avoid stepping foot in Jiang Li's workshop ever again. It's a minefield of clutter and chaos. A murky swamp within the academy walls, as vile and perilous as some primeval forest before the lament.
I see. Shall we go and retrieve the parts? I mentally prepared myself for the worst, but this place looks much better than Mr. Mortefi's description, though it is a bit hard to figure out where we should start. This should be it. It's quite a box full. Let's go back and show it to Mr. Mortefi. Mr. Mortefi, we found the parts.
Good. Bring it to me.
The test results are in. The mangosteen is just an ordinary fruit. It's suitable for From the purple leaf you presented, I detected subtle fluctuations in tacit discord's frequency from two distinct sources, but they were overlapping and difficult to distinguish. This is a rare occurrence. The scattered nature of these fluctuations rules out the possibility of them being left behind through contact. This is not an ordinary leaf, but it doesn't seem to be a tacit discord either. Based on the data we gathered, I believe it was sampled from an area struck with the wave-worn phenomena.
Yes, the anomalies that occurred after the lament, including the formation of tacit fields, etheric sea, retroact rain, and gravity loss. These are collectively called the wave-worn phenomena. And the lament was the start of it all.
As for the sugar pearl, it has been determined to be a type of oral vaccine. This sugar pearl expired over 20 years ago. The low-temperature storage life for this vaccine is about 2 years.
A 20-year-old vaccine. Could it be related to the children's epidemic in Zhengzhou 2 decades ago?
The archives in the Academy should have information on the sugar pearl. The archives here are organized in a unique way. You can start by searching the keywords at the lobby terminal.
Mr. Mortefi?
The missing pointer has been installed, and now the sundial should be complete.
So, the discs are rotatable now?
Yes. Align the correct markers with the pointer we just installed, and then you should be able to open it.
The earthly branches and 4 symbols. These symbols are related to the sexagenary cycle. It's an intricate way of recording time in Huanglong. Nowadays, it is mainly reserved for calendars, numerology, and indexing. But it's now. What kind of information could it represent?
It's the filing system. Most of Huanglong's libraries and databases still use this method to organize their archives, namely the grand libraries.
Yes, the large data repositories located in Huanglong's major cities.
The Academy's public archives are organized in this manner too.
I found it! It's located on the way shelf. Mao Cheng. If I remember correct, the Gorges of Spirits battle and the formidable tacit discord described here. Rover, about the sugar pearl. Life has never been easy after the lament. The battle against that epidemic in Zhengzhou was grueling. Once infected, children either died or suffered lifelong disabilities, resonators or not. But words are not enough to convey how desperate people must have felt. They resorted to self-experimentation with a newly developed vaccine, risking we owe our presence here to those who came before us. It's important to remember their sacrifices. If the sugar pearl points to the information and reports we have just read, what is it related to your past? According to the reports, the vaccine's creator died 3 years after its development, with the rest of the team now aged over 50. You mean you could be that infant? They should be around your age by now. But he does over about the sugar pearl. Life has never been easy after the lament. The battle against that epidemic in Zhengzhou was grueling. Once words are not enough to convey how desperate people must have felt. They resorted to we owe our presence here to those who came before us. If the sugar pearl points to the information and reports is it related to your past? Or isn't? But you are not from with this thought, perhaps. Rover, about the sugar pearl. We have the symbol way now, but we can't yet solve the puzzle with this alone. Maybe we can figure out the cardinal direction part by looking into the tokens again. What do you think, Rover?
Let's look back on what we've gathered so far. Simply put, one token can lead to multiple targets, and we both had a reason for meeting. The magistrate had information to share, while I had questions to ask. However, her tokens contain both what she wants to tell me and what I want to ask her, making it seem, or maybe she was running out of time. That's why she could only offer us scraps of the puzzle, instead of actually putting it together. Or perhaps she's indeed a master strategist, leaving breadcrumbs for us to follow. In other words, there are people who need to be misled, and it seems there may be hidden dangers lurking in Jinzhou. If it were you, Yang Yang, what would you—
I would emphasize my true message by repeating it.
I'm back! I'm back! Finally done with my patrol. How's it going, Rover? Feeling
Baiju said he is in great health. No, we made some progress in investigating the tokens, too.
nothing special. A typical patrol. Well, Uncle Chang's cat climbed a tree, and on its way down, it landed on Uncle Chempi's head. I received a report about someone going missing. I just logged the case and talked to the person who reported it. You're not the one they're searching for, though. Oh, I also tried searching for Rover's terminal number, but the system came up with nothing. The latest record was from today. It's the middle of the night. Of course you're tired. All right, I still owe you a meal. The night markets are closed, though. Time to hit the hay, obviously. What? You're hanging out?
Do you have a place to stay, Rover?
Talk about hospitality. All right, enough chatter or the sun's gonna come up. Let's get Rover back to the city hall, and we'll leave the rest till tomorrow.